some enchanted evening.
100 million miracles.
Raindrops on roses and whispers on kittens.
You may meet a stranger. 100 million miracles are happening every day. And those who say they don't agree are those who do not hear or say, by now very blessed with the sound of miracle like some enchanted evening. And 100 million miracles are happening every day. You gotta have a dream. If you don't have a dream, how you gonna have a dream?
Some Enchanted Evening, celebrating Oscar Hammerstein II. Starring our host, Julie Andrews, and Peebo Bryson, Keith Carradine, Patti LaBelle, Willie Nelson, Mandy Patinkin, Bernadette Peters, Dawn Upshaw, Vanessa Williams, and from Broadway, James Barber, Michael Hayden, Eddie Corbett, Audra McDonald, Sally Murphy, Sandra Brown, John Marshall Sharp, Michelle Bell, Greta Boston, Mark Jacoby, Rebecca Luker, Lynette McKee, and special appearances by Harold Prince, Stephen Sondheim, and James Hammerstein.
Are happening every day.
Great Performances is made possible by the National Endowment for the Arts, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and by annual financial support from viewers like you, and by Deluxe Corporation, providing checks, business forms, and electronic payment systems for your world. Deluxe Corporation.
When the sky's a bright canary yellow, I forget every cloud I've ever seen. So they call me a cockeyed optimist, immature and incurably green. I have heard people rant and rave and bellow that we're done and we might as well be dead. But I'm only a cockeyed optimist, and I can't get it into my head. I hear the human race is falling on its face and hasn't very far to go. But every whippoorwill is selling me a bill and telling me it just ain't so. I could say life is just a bowl of jello and appear more intelligent and smart. But I'm stuck like a dope with a thing called hope, and I can't get it out of my heart. Not this heart. Imagine if the musical theater had never been graced by the wit, warmth, and wisdom of Oscar Hammerstein II. Imagine a world where no one had ever written words to describe that beautiful morning when the corn is as high as an elephant's eye, or that enchanted evening when you see a stranger across a crowded room and instantly fall in love. Or that no one had ever reassured us that with hope in our hearts, we'd never walk alone. The genius whose talent we celebrate tonight wrote all those words in a career that spanned half a century and transformed the musical theater for all time. During his career, there were some who suggested that Oscar Hammerstein wrote naive and sentimental lyrics.
In my book, there's nothing wrong with sentiment because the things we're sentimental about are the fundamental things in life. The birth of a child, the death of a child, or of anybody, falling in love.
100 years after his birth, the words of Oscar Hammerstein are like old friends, welcome and familiar, and forever woven into the tapestry of our lives.
Chicks and ducks and geese better scurry when I take you out in my surrey.
Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping on the plain.
When I'm calling you.
And you meet, not really by chance. It's about the king and the letter I.
Once you have found him, never let him go. Once you have found him,
never let her go.
Oscar Greeley Glendinning Hammerstein entered the world on July the 12th, 1895, with showbiz already in his blood. His grandfather was Oscar Hammerstein I, a flamboyant theatrical impresario who produced shows, built theaters, invented a cigar machine, and had one abiding passion, the opera. Young Oscar's father, Willie Hammerstein, was also in show business, running the family theaters, including the legendary vaudeville house, the Victoria. But grandfather persisted in backing dubious opera productions, which nearly proved to be the family's undoing. No wonder Willie Hammerstein insisted his son do anything but go into the theater. So Oscar went to Columbia University to study law. In his junior year, his father died. Shortly after, Oscar decided to audition for the famous Columbia varsity show. Soon, he was both writing and appearing in the reviews. After graduation, Oscar decided to abandon law and follow in the theatrical tradition of his famous family. Working with composers Sigmund Romberg and Rudolf Frimmel, Oscar wrote America's most memorable operettas, Rosemary, The Desert Song, and The New Moon. They were populated by larger-than-life characters, lovelorn foreign legionnaires, swashbuckling pirates, and heroic Canadian Mounties. While the settings and the characters may have differed, one thing remained constant. There was always a boy, there was always a girl, and there was always
romance, a playboy who was born each spring
To teach a nightingale to sing
a very pretty song. I love you. The sky was blue and high above. The moon was new and so was love. The seagull heart of mine is singing, love, where can you be? You came at last, love had its day. That day is past, you've gone away. This aching heart of mine is singing, love, come back to me. Remembering every little thing you used to say and do, I'm so lonely. Every road I walked along with you.
love you. I'm always thinking of you. No matter what I do, I can't forget you. Sometimes I wish that I had never met you. And yet, if I should lose you, it would mean my very life to me. Of all the queens that ever lived, I choose you to rule me, my Rosemary. One kiss, one word could save it all.
Showboat, written with composer Jerome Kern in 1927, was the first real musical play. It effectively ended the era of the operetta, but no one, including Oscar, seemed certain where the musical theater was heading. Oscar had a losing streak that lasted over a decade, writing 5 theatrical flops in a row and a string of so-so Hollywood films. But even bad shows and movies can produce great scores. The short-lived Very Warm for May gave us one extremely beautiful song.
You are the promised kiss of springtime that makes the lonely winter seem long. And you are the breathless hush of evening that trembles on the brink of a lovely song. You are the angel glow that lights the stars, the dearest things I know are what you are. And someday these happy arms will hold you, and someday I know that moment divine when all the things you are mine. You are the angel glow that lights the stars, and the dearest things I know are what you are. And someday these happy arms will hold you, and someday I'll know that moment divine when all the things you are mine.
It seems Oscar felt he was not cut out to write movies, and many critics agreed with him. But Oscar's wonderful songs were still sung and celebrated by legendary stars.
We are happy together and life is
What do I get? What am I giving? Why do I want the things I daren't hope for? What can I hope for? I wish I knew. Why do I try to draw you near me? Why do I cry? You never hear me. I'm a poor fool, but what can I do? Why was I born to love you? Spending these lonesome evenings with nothing to do but to live with the dreams that I make up all by myself. Dreaming that you're beside me, I picture the prettiest stories, only to wake up all by myself. What is the good of me by myself? Why do I cry? You never hear me. I'm a poor fool, but what can I do? Why was I born to love?
Hollywood was a place that didn't suit my father at all. He moved out here, and then he entered the most successful period of his life. This is the study that my father used in Doylestown, Pennsylvania at Highland Farm, which was our home. He worked in here at a stand-up desk, and he would start at about 8 or 8:30 in the morning. I would see him pace the balcony with usually his hands behind him and usually his head down in terrific concentration, occasionally looking up to see the beautiful scenery. Oklahoma came about in a rather odd way because Richard Rodgers was approached by the Theater Guild to write it, with Larry Hart, presumably. But then Dick went to Larry, and Larry said, I don't like the idea. I don't want to do Oklahoma. So then Dick came to Dad and said, you want to do it? And Dad said, you bet. My mother told me a story that right outside here, they took a walk before the opening of Oklahoma after 11 years of pain and strain. And he turned to my mother and said, I hope they like it tonight, because it's the only way I know how to write.
Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein's collaboration lifted the Broadway musical out of the make-believe worlds of operetta and vaudeville and changed the musical theater forever with an unparalleled string of hits from 1943 to 1959. They left us a legacy of show tunes we continue to sing in the shower, hum on our way to work, and keep close to our hearts.
Let's start at the very beginning.
A very good place to start.
When you read, you begin with
A, B, C.
When you sing, you begin with
Do, mi, so, so.
Re, fa, fa, la, ti, ti.
Do, mi, so, so. Re, fa, fa, la, ti, ti.
You can sing interrupted.
When the children are asleep, we'll dream with you.
You'll dream with me.
We'll think what fun we have had and be glad that it all came true.
I am 16, going on 17. I know that I'm naive. Fellows I meet may tell me I'm sweet, and willingly I believe.
The gentleman is a dope. He doesn't know the score.
The cake will come, he'll take a crumb and never ask for more.
With me, it's all or nothing. Is it all or nothing with you? It can't be in between. It can't be now and then. So half and half romance will do.
101 pounds of fun. That's my little honey bun. Get a load of honey bun tonight. I flip when a fella sends me flowers. I drool over dresses made of lace. I talk on the telephone for hours with a pound and a half of cream upon my face.
There is nothing like a day, nothing in the world. There is nothing you can name that is anything like.
If you wanna have a rosy future and be happy as a honeybee with a husband who will always love you, baby, don't marry me.
Gonna wash that man right out of my hair. Gonna wash that man right out of my hair. Gonna wash that man right out of my hair and send him on his
So long.
farewell. Shall we dance on a bright cloud of music? Shall we fly? Shall we dance? Shall we then say goodnight and mean goodbye? Or perchance, when the last little star has left the sky, shall we still be together with our arms around each other? And shall you be my new romance? On a clear understanding that this kind of thing can happen, shall we dance?
Shall we dance? Shall we dance?
10 minutes ago I saw you. I looked up as you came through the door. My head started reeling. You gave me the feeling the room had no ceiling or floor.
Don't cry, young lovers, whatever you do. Don't cry because I'm alone. All of my memories are happy tonight. I've had a love of my own. I've had a love of my own like yours. I've had a love of my own. My heart wants to beat like the wings of the birds that rise from the lakes to the trees. My heart wants to sigh like a chime that flies from a church on a breeze. To laugh like a brook as it drips and falls over stones on its way. To sing through the night like a lark who is learning to pray. I go to the hills when my heart is lonely. I know I will hear what I've heard before. My heart will be glad with the sound of music, and I'll sing
Mississippi. That's the old man that I'd like to be. What does he care if the world's got troubles? What does he care if the land ain't free? Old Man River, that old man river, he must know something, but don't say nothing. He just keeps rolling. He keeps on rolling along. He don't plant taters, he don't plant cotton, and him that plants 'em is soon forgotten. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along. You and me, we sweat and strain, body all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge, lift that bale, get a little drunk, and your land's in jail. Heart gets weary and sick of trying. I'm tired of living and scared of dying. But old man River, he just keeps rolling.
Showboat was Oscar's most passionate attempt yet at integrating song and story. Neither an operetta nor a musical comedy, it became an instant classic, spawning countless productions, 3 movies, and the spectacular Broadway revival directed by Harold Prince.
Were it not for Showboat, I wouldn't be working in the theater, because it opened the door to a whole new vision of what American musical theater could be, how integrated, dealing with serious subjects, some of them political, social problems. And Hammerstein certainly structured musical scenes that could have a much wider arc than anyone was used to before, because what they were used to before was individual songs. Make Believe's an interesting song, the young lovers skirting the issue and discussing what it would be like if, and in fact, clearly they are or will soon be in love.
We could make believe I love you. We could make believe that you love me.
There's one piece of mind in pretending. Couldn't you?
Couldn't I?
Couldn't we make believe
Oscar came back to the same technique as make-believe a number of times. In If I Loved You, he got closer and closer to the shyness that people feel when their hearts are overflowing with love for each other, the need for each other, and so on, and the inability to just unabashedly say, I love you. So he said, if I loved you. And it's just a whole play in one number.
Say, tell me something. Ain't you scared of me? I mean, after what that cop just said about me taking money from girls?
I ain't scared.
Say your name, Julie something?
Julie Jordan.
You're a queer one, Julie Jordan. Ain't you sorry that you didn't run away? You can still go if you wanna.
I reckon that I care to choose to stay. You couldn't take my money if I didn't have any, and I don't have a penny, that's true. And if I did have money, you couldn't take any, 'cause you'd ask and I'd give it to you.
You're a queer one, Julie Jordan. Have you ever had a fella you give money to?
No.
Ain't you ever had a fella at all?
No.
Well, you must have had a fella you went walking with.
Yes.
Where'd you walk?
Nowhere special I recall.
In the woods.
No.
On the beach.
No.
Did you love him?
I never loved no one, I told you that.
You're a funny kid. Hey, you want to go into town and dance, mate?
I have to be careful.
What?
My character. You see, I'm never gonna marry. I'm never gonna marry. If I was gonna marry, I wouldn't have to be such a stickler. But I'm never gonna marry, and a girl who don't marry has got to be much more particular.
Hey, suppose I was to say that I would marry you, huh?
You.
Oh, that scares you. Yeah, you're thinking what the cops said.
Oh, no, I ain't. I never paid no mind to what he said.
Yeah, you wouldn't marry a guy like me, would you?
Yes, I would. If I loved you, it would make no difference what you... Even if I died...
Look, how do you know what to do if you loved me? Or how you'd feel, or anything.
I don't know how I know. Just the same I know how it'd be. If I loved you, when I worked in the mill, weaving at the loom, I'd gaze absent-minded at the roof. And half the time the shuttle'd get tangled in the threads, and the warp'd get mixed with the wool. If I loved you...
But you don't.
No, I don't. But somehow I can see just exactly how I'd be. If I loved you, time and again I would try to say all I'd want you to know. If I loved you, words wouldn't come in an easy way. Round in circles I'd go, longing to tell you, but afraid and shy. I'd let my golden chances pass me by. Soon you'd leave me, off you would go in the mist of day. Never
Can't Help Loving That Man is quintessential Oscar Hammerstein in that not only is it on the surface a love song, but it also has the emanations of some kind of potential inevitable tragedy. Julie is the part black girl who has passed as white on the showboat, and she's forced to leave the boat with her husband. You know, you fall in love that deeply, and you're on that river. It takes you where it's going.
Fish gotta swim, birds gotta fly. I gotta love one man till I die. Can't help loving that man of mine. Tell me he's lazy, tell me he's slow. Tell me I'm crazy, maybe I know. Can't help loving that man of mine.
Now, how you know that song?
Why, do you know it, Queenie?
I sure do. But I ain't never heard nobody but color folks sing that song. Seems funny for Miss Julie to know it.
Why, Julie sings it all the time.
Oh, can you sing the whole thing?
Oh, now, of course I can, Queenie. And what's so funny about that?
Oh, listen, sister, I love my Mr. Man, and I can't tell you why. There ain't no reason why I should love that man. It must be something that the angels done planned. Fish gotta swim and birds gotta fly. I gotta love one man till I die. Can't help loving that man of mine. Come on, honey. Tell me he's lazy, tell me he's slow. Tell me I'm crazy, maybe I know. Can't help loving that man of mine. When he goes away, that's a rainy day. And when he comes back, that day is fine. The sun will shine. He can come home as late as can be. Home without him ain't no home to me. Can't help loving that man of mine.
Oh, listen, sister, I love my Mr. Man, and I can't tell you why. There ain't no reason why I should love that man.
It must be something that the angels done planned.
I don't think so.
The chimney smoking, the roof is leaking in, but he don't seem to care. There ain't no reason why I should love that man.
And why you love that man?
Must be something that the angels done planned. Fish gotta swim and birds gotta fly. I gotta love one man till I die. Can't help loving that man of mine.
Well, she ain't my girl, she's lazy.
Tell me so. Tell me I'm crazy, maybe I know. Can't help loving that man of
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow,
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye, and it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the cattle are standing like statues. All the cattle are standing like statues. They don't turn their heads as they see me ride by. But a little brown maverick is winking her eye. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the sounds of the earth are like music. All the sounds of the earth are like music. The breeze is so busy it don't miss a tree. And that old weeping willer is laughing at me. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Oh, what a beautiful day.
Few people today can talk more authoritatively about the musical theatre than Stephen Sondheim.
Prior to Oklahoma, most shows, if not all, opened with choruses of some sort. Even if they were intimate shows, they opened with dance numbers or chorus girl numbers. Oh, What a Beautiful Morning was probably not the first song that was sung as a solo opening, but it was the first song that set up a mood for an entire show. By the time that number is over, you are welcomed into the world of Oklahoma, and there is a kind of romantic feeling that the song engenders that pervades the whole show, a kind of sunniness and a kind of optimism. When I was 10 years old, my parents were divorced, and Oscar became a kind of surrogate father for me. I started to want to emulate Oscar, and I've often said that if he'd been a geologist, I probably would have been a geologist. But luckily, he was a songwriter, so I became a songwriter. The hallmark of Oscar's lyrics has often been called his simplicity. I think Time magazine referred to it as a deceptive simplicity. Probably one of the best examples, it's a favorite song of mine, which you're going to hear now, is What's the Use of Wondering from Carousel. It's a sort of lament, and yet it sounds absolutely natural from beginning to end in the way the words sit on the music. And Bernadette Peters is going to sing it.
What's the use of wondering if he's good or if he's bad, or if you like the way he wears his hat? Oh, what's the use of wondering if he's good or if he's bad? He's your fella and you love him. That's all there is to that. Common sense may tell you that the ending will be sad, and now's the time to break and run away. But what's the use he's your fella, and you love him. There's nothing more to say. Something made him the way that he is, whether he's false or true, and something gave him the things that I hate. One of those things is you. So when he wants your kisses, you will give them to the lad, and anywhere he leads you, you will walk, and any time he needs you, he'll go running there like mad. You're his girl, and he's your fella, and all the rest is talk.
There are probably 3 moments in the Rodgers and Hammerstein canon that are equally important in terms of what they call groundbreaking or innovation, particularly for the rest of us songwriters. And the first one is the opening of Oklahoma. The second is the bench scene from Carousel. The third thing that Oscar startled the world with, I think, or Oscar and Dick, is the soliloquy in Carousel. This was the first time, I think, when you watched a character undergo a change during a so-called internal monologue. It is the classic form of a scene in which a character goes from point A to point B. If you take the soliloquy out of Carousel, you cannot tell the story, because Billy's motivation for the robbery is completely removed. We're going to hear it sung now by James Barber.
I wonder what he'll think of me. I guess he'll call me the old man. I guess he'll think I can lick every other fella's father. Well, I can. I bet that he'll turn out to be the spitting image of his dad. But he'll have more common sense than his puddin'-headed father ever had. I'll teach him to wrestle and dive through a wave when we go in the morning for our swim. His mother can teach him the way to behave, but she won't make a sissy out of him. Not him, not my boy, not Bill. Bill. My boy Bill, I will see that he's named after me. I will. My boy Bill, he'll be tall and as tough as a tree. Will Bill, like a tree he'll grow with his head held high and his feet planted firm on the ground. And you won't see nobody dare to try to boss him or toss him around. No flat-bottom, flabby-faced, pot-bellied, baggy-eyed bastard will boss him around. And I'm damned if I'll marry his boss's daughter, a skinny-lipped virgin with blood like water, who'll give him a peck and call it a kiss and look in his eye through a lorgnette. Hey, why am I taking on like this? My kid ain't even been born yet. I can see him when he's 17 or so, and starting in to go with a girl. I can give him lots of pointers, very sound, on the way to get round any girl. I can tell him, hey, wait a minute. What the hell? What if he's a girl? Oh. What'll I do with her? What'll I do for her? I'm a bum with no money. You can have fun with a son, but you gotta be a father to a girl. She mightn't be so bad at that. A kid with ribbons in her hair, a kinda neat and petite little tintype of her mother. What a pair! My little girl, pink and white as peaches and cream is she. My little girl is half again as bright as girls are meant to be. Dozens of boys pursue her, many a likely lad does what he can to woo her from her faithful dad. She has a few pink and white young fellas of 2 and 3, but my little girl gets hungry every night, and she comes home to me. I gotta get ready before she comes. I gotta make certain that she won't be dragged up in slums with a lot of bums like me. She's gotta be sheltered and fed and dressed in the best that money can buy. I never know how to get her money, but I'll try, by God, I'll try. I'll go out and make it, or steal it, or take it, or die.
Oscar Hammerstein affected my life in numerous ways, very deeply and very profoundly and very long-lastingly, emotionally and professionally. And he was a great teacher. And he once wrote a line in King and I said, "By your pupils you are taught." Shortly before he died, and we, that is the family and those of us close to him, knew he was dying, he and Dorothy, his wife, had a lunch. And we all gathered at the house for lunch. And Oscar had 2 piles of photographs that he had taken of himself, formal posed photographs, and invited us to have one, take one. And I felt very peculiar because he was a surrogate father to me, but I wanted to have one. And I asked him to sign it. And of course, because our relationship had been so close, he looked baffled as to how to sign it. And everybody else went into the dining room, and he stood there trying to think, and suddenly he got a smile on his face, like the cat that ate the canary, and he scribbled something on the corner of the picture, and then looked at me rather smugly and went into the dining room. And I read it, and it said, "For Stevie, my friend and teacher." Oscar understood that art is a form of teaching. And he was a great teacher, and we can hear it in his songs and in everything he said in his lyrics.
Here's a gem of a song, so simple that it lies in the palm of your hand. Yet it speaks to every one of us, no matter where our homeland lies. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright, you look happy to meet me. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow, bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow, bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland
Stay with great performances from Mandy Patinkin, Dawn Upshaw, and Patti LaBelle next on Some Enchanted Evening. Great Performances is made possible by the National Endowment for the Arts, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and by annual financial support from viewers like you, and by Deluxe Corporation, providing checks, business forms, and electronic payment systems for your world. Deluxe Corporation. This is PBS, the Public Broadcasting Service. Great Performances celebrates Oscar Hammerstein as Some Enchanted Evening continues, starring our host, Julie Andrews.
Oscar Hammerstein was a man of deeply felt personal convictions. Much of his work embodies the hope for a better, more tolerant world. But he was not a cockeyed optimist. He was clear-headed about the human race.
I think the point is that it isn't necessary to love one another. The necessity is to understand one another. Because understanding, I think, is a block to hatred. You've got to be taught to hate and fear. You've got to be taught from year to year. It's got to be drummed in your dear little ear. The last time I saw Paris was the only song I've ever written under any kind of compulsion. The Germans had just taken Paris, and I couldn't get my mind on anything else at all. I loved the city very much, and I thought of the enemy tramping through the streets and taking all the gaiety and beauty out of the hearts of the people there.
The last time I saw Paris, her heart was warm and gay. I heard the laughter of her heart in every street cafe. The last time I saw Paris, her trees were dressed for spring, and lovers walked beneath those trees, and birds found songs to sing. I dodged the same old taxi cabs that I had dodged for years. The chorus of their squeaky horns was music to my ears. The last time I saw Paris, her heart was warm and gay. No matter how they change her, I'll remember her that way. I'll think of happy hours and people who share them, old women selling flowers in markets at dawn, children who applauded Punch and Judy in the park, and those who danced at night and kept their Paris bright till the town went dark. The last time I saw Paris, her heart was warm and gay. I heard the laughter of her heart in every street cafe. The last time I saw Paris, her trees were dressed for spring, and lovers walked beneath those trees, and birds found songs to sing. I dodged the same old taxi cabs that I had dodged for years. The chorus of their squeaky horns was music to my ears. The last time I saw Paris, her heart was warm and gay.
Obviously, you can't ever have a dream come true unless you have a dream to begin with. And people who deny themselves the privilege of dreaming are bound to failure, doomed to failure.
Your own special home, your own special dream. Darling, I may call you any night, any day. In your heart, you'll hear it calling you. Come away, come away. Darling, I will whisper on the winds of the sea. Here am I, your special island. Come to me, come to me. Your own special hopes, your own special dreams. Bloom on the hillside and shine in the streams. If you try, you'll find me where the sky meets the sea. Here am I, your special island. Come to me, come to me.
Most people live on a lonely island, lost in the middle of a foggy sea. Most people long for another island, one where they know they would like to be.
You'll find me where the sky meets the sea. Here am I, your special island. Come to me, come to me. Valley high, valley high, valley high.
Write what you believe in, he advised the young Stephen Sondheim. No one adhered to that principle more than Oscar Hammerstein himself. In every line of his plays, in every word of his songs, Oscar was a man who always wrote from the heart.
You should devote your life to finding out what you want to do in life. And then when you find it, live that dream that you find. And look everywhere until you find it.
A bell is no bell till you ring it. A song is no song till you sing it. And love in your heart wasn't put there to stay. Love isn't love till you give it away.
Once you have found her, never let her go.
Once you have found him,
walk through a storm. Hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver sound of a love. Walk up through the wind, walk up through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown.
The world is quite a wonderful place. It's not perfect, but as I say in the Flower Drum song, 100 million miracles are happening every day. And those who say they don't agree are those who do not hear or see. 100 million miracles are happening every day.
And that's the truth. That is what you want, isn't it?
DNA testing.
Yeah. Shane brought in a doctor from Washington. They're going to compare my genetic composition against my parents.
Was it always accurate?
Well, according to the expert, it's all but infallible.
Well, it's good. In a way, I mean... Roman, I'm sorry, this whole story is incredible.
Tell me, I'm living it.
You know what? I don't care. I don't care how the tests come out. I don't care if you're Roman Brady or if you're Bob Smith. I love you.
Thank you. But I'm not gonna go change the monograms on my towels just yet, so relax.
What, is it important to you to keep on being Roman Brady?
And is this a trick question, or are you serious? You're damn right it's important, Isabella. It's who I am. We're talking about a person's identity here. You strip a man of his identity, he is a non-person, he's nobody.
I don't believe that.
And when's the last time you met someone who claimed to be you?
So, what really went on between you and Marlena? Huh?
Excuse me?
Well, I can't help but think that part of the reason that you're so desperate to keep on being Roman Brady is to keep on being Marlena's husband.
No, that is not what this is about.
You sure?
Absolutely. I told you weeks ago, things are up in the air between us. There's more at stake here than my marriage. My name, my family, my history, everything.
I meant what I said before. I don't care how the test comes out.
Well, I do. I know who I am, but now I want everyone else to know. I need proof. Because I'm not going to be any good to you or to anybody else until I have it.
Have you told your family?
No. Wanted to tell you first.
Well, maybe you should go tell them. I mean, you know, news travels fast, and I'm sure you want to be them to hear from you first.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You gonna be okay here alone?
Me? Ms. Survivor? I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hello? Shane, hi, it's Bo. Are my sisters there with you?
Yeah, they are, as a matter of fact.
Could you send them on over to the fish market? It's kind of important.
Are you at Roman's?
Yeah. I take it you know what's going down?
Yeah, I do. All right, we'll see you over there in a few minutes. Bye.
That was Bo. He's calling a family conference over at the fish market.
Do you see what it's about?
Well, you'll find out when we get over there.
It could be an emergency. We gotta go. Yeah, here, let me take Jeannie. You get your coats. Thanks, Kay. Sure thing. Okay, let's go. Oh, Shane, the movers.
Movers? What about them?
One of them's going to be here to take the inventory. I better leave a note and ask him to come back.
October 25th at theaters everywhere.
You want everything that touches your baby to be gentle, like his first friend and his first formula. We chose Carnation Good Start. It's different from other leading formulas. Good Start's protein is specially processed into smaller pieces to make it gentle, easily digestible. No formula is more nutritious. Remember, breast milk is best, but Good Start formula is made to be gentle. Gentle for you. Carnation Good Start. It's made to be gentle.
Presenting some of the 2,000 body parts you can clean with new Lever 2000 deodorant soap. Soft parts like that little divot under your nose, and tough parts like those hard-working toes. We do armpits, but we also do cheeks. That's cheeks. And without drying your skin like other deodorant soaps can, Lever 2000 has special skincare ingredients. You can even use it on baby parts, mama parts, and papa parts. New Lever 2000. Finally, a deodorant soap that's better for your skin and all your 2,000 parts.
Channel 3 reports. News on the hour.
The East Bay firestorm is now officially under control, but it's by no means totally out and many dangers remain. We'll have the very latest for you in a live Satellite 3 report at 5. Also coming up here, we'll tell you what some experts now say about our prospects for yet another dry winter. And in Germany, a joyous reunion today for a former American hostage. All coming up at 5.
Some bedtime story you told me last night. Another man shows up claiming to be Roman.
Yeah, quite a story. So that means the guy who's been my brother for the last 6 years turned out to be an imposter.
Must have been a terrible shock for all of you.
Yeah. Mom and Pop took it kind of rough.
Well, I don't know what I can do, but if there is anything I can do...
No, there's nothing anybody can do except wait for the results of that DNA test.
Well, then at least everyone will know who's who.
What's important to me right now is that the lady I love is getting stronger and stronger every day.
Yeah. We're pretty lucky, aren't we? Things are finally going okay for us.
I know. Yeah. One thing we got to hang on to is each other, no matter what happens around us.
I love you. And now that I'm getting better, nothing is going to stop me from being with you.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Yeah.